Hey Capricorn, welcome to your monthly tarot scope for August. This is going to be for love predominantly, so singles and couples. My name is Chelsea, also known as Luna from lunahealings.com. You can go and book a personal reading with me at the link in my description. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. Let me know if this reading resonates or if it doesn't, and yeah, thank you so much. So let's take a look first of all for couples for Capricorn. Capricorn, August, love, couples. You know, I've really noticed a theme throughout the month of August when it comes to separation, when it comes to heartbreak, when it comes to being confused and conflicted, when it comes to your emotions, questioning if your emotional capacity has been reached. And I feel like that's exactly what happened for you, or that is what is happening for you. You're questioning whether something is right for you. You're questioning whether you want this family or whether you want this foundation that you have built or will be building. And I sense that there is a separation or a parting of ways of some kind. And I wonder if this has anything to do with children being involved as well. I feel like children are definitely involved in this connection. They're either involved or you are wanting children with this person. You're wanting a family with this person. So you've got the Three of Swords and the Two of Wands here, which shows me that you are conflicted about what it is that you want. Perhaps your mind and your heart isn't in the right space at the moment, and so it just feels like you're being pulled in multiple different directions. The one thing that is standing out is that you have to try and look at things from a more balanced perspective, but I feel like you have to learn to use your emotions. And I feel like you've been kind of maybe even asking for advice from other people, or you've been seeking help from someone. And I feel like Spirit's saying you have to learn how to make this decision on your own. You have to learn to be decisive about what it is that you want for yourself and on your own. So you may feel slightly alone at this point. You may feel a little bit as though things are confusing. That's my cat's toy in the back. Yeah, because you've got the King of Cups and the Five of Swords in reversal. And I feel like this is also an indication that you guys need to let down your guard. Like when it comes to this relationship, if you want it to work, and if you want it to go the distance and you want this Ten of Cups, you want this family with the Six of Cups here, you have to let down your guard. You have to lower your guard and not go into a battle, because not everything needs to be a battle. Not everything needs to be an argument, and not everything needs to be conflict. And maybe this is something that you learned throughout your childhood. Maybe this is something you learned throughout, you growing up. In a family home, in a family environment where that is how your parents did things. They were argumentative. They didn't know how to healthily resolve something. So they just left. The Six of Swords and the Seven of Cups here. I do feel like in order for this connection to thrive, you have to set down a plan of how you're going to navigate through the hard times, because I feel like that's something that you're really struggling with at the moment, possibly to do with communication. I do feel like finances are definitely involved as well. I feel like maybe one of you or both of you don't feel like you're in the right space financially. in order to support the other. And so this actually comes out in conflict, or this comes out in your internal wounds. Because at the end of the day, I do feel like when it comes to you, Capricorn in particular, you like to make sure that certain foundations are set financially so that you are able to be a provider, or that you're able to support yourself and support another person if anything was to happen. And when that is not the case, when you don't have those finances in order, when you don't have that financial stability that perhaps you would want, your emotions become all over the place and things just don't work out. So the best thing that you can do for yourself right now is to get out of your head, okay? Get out of your head. If you need to take some space, do that. There's nothing wrong with that. You've got the 7 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups here, which kind of shows me that you are... You're wanting this foundation with this person. You are. You've got the King of Wands and the 6 of Cups. You may be involved with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You may also be involved with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And I do feel like either children, that's something that you're wanting, or you've already got children with this person. So it's about finding ways to really figure this out. And not for the children, but for yourself. Because you can see here that you both have been thinking about different things. You haven't been on the same page. Yeah. Stability. You guys are looking for stability with each other. I do feel like, again, your finances are so hugely involved because you tend to sabotage yourself, or you tend to sabotage certain things when, again, finances are not in order. That's why you've got the hammer here, which literally says sabotage. But it shows that you can rebuild this connection if that's something that you want. You've got palm tree, which is an indication of stability, of growth, of permanence, of flexibility. You both have to be understanding of where the other person stands in their role in the relationship. If you guys don't have roles in your relationship, maybe it's time to kind of come back and think about what your roles are in regards to this relationship. Because sometimes our roles can be very confusing. They can be they can become imbalanced and enmeshed, which then leads to further disappointment of some kind. Oh my gosh, my kitten is something else. She's something else. She's there playing with this wrapper. Okay. So you've got the Grim Reaper and sunglasses here. I feel like maybe one of you or both of you have left this relationship or are in separation at the moment. Perhaps you're living in 2 different places, or perhaps you've moved out of the place that you were in. I do feel like there was kind of something that happened that was quite heartbreaking, that was quite intense. So what happened here? It has a lot to do with conflict and a lot to do with arguments. Maybe even arguments surrounding children or surrounding, again, finances. That's something that you want. Maybe one of you wants children and the other one's not ready. Perhaps that's what it is. I do feel like this relationship was somewhat one-sided, but like I said, it can heal. I do feel like a lot of the relationships for all of the zodiac signs are kind of struggling this month. But I feel like there's always a chance to heal these things, but you have to be willing to healthily resolve any problems or any insecurities or any themes that you have in your relationship that just aren't serving of you. Okay, so singles. Let's take a look at you. Capricorn, singles, August, love. Capricorn, singles. You guys are really stuck in your way. It's like you're in your own way. That's the best way that I can describe it. You're in your own way. You end up sabotaging things. You end up overthinking things. Sometimes, dare I say it, your mouth kind of runs away with you a little bit when you're angry. Was there someone, a connection, maybe a fire sign again, even another earth sign that you were dealing with, or that you will be dealing with, that is very conflicting? You kind of went off on them. And I feel like sometimes you can be quite cold towards the people that you're getting to know. Like perhaps you don't open up to them as much. Perhaps there's this screen that people just can't seem to get through. And I feel like that's due to fear. Ooh. You will be meeting someone this month, that's for sure. But whether or not you choose to actually go forward with this person and not allow your internal conflict and your internal thoughts and your internal fears to kind of step in and ruin it, that's another question. You guys, you have a good chance of meeting a divine counterpart this month that heightens your spirituality, that heightens your sense of self. Perhaps you even get asked out on a date. Things will move very quickly in this situation. But I do feel like there is this fear bonding you. It's like a bondage almost. You've got the Eight of Swords and the Devil here, which shows me that you're trapped in your own thoughts. You're trapped in your own circumstances. You're trapped in your own ways of being. And perhaps this is something that kind of sabotages your relationships or sabotages your connections, because deep down you feel unworthy of receiving. Deep down you're afraid that if you show how you truly feel, that puts you in a state of vulnerability. The Queen of Swords and the Knight of Swords in reversal. So instead of going towards love and towards connection, you run away from it. You're like, bye, I'm in the opposite direction. Unless you have this, 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 and this, and you can prove that to me, bye, I'm out of here. And it's kind of like, how is that benefiting you though? If you're always running away from people or running away from love, how will you ever find something that you want? Because this is something that you want. Love is something that you want, but you just keep running away from it. So you've got the Five of Wands and the King of Wands here, which shows me that you are, really in conflict. Either in conflict with someone, with a fire sign in particular. Perhaps there's some form of fire sign that you are in some form of karmic bond with. There's still some lessons needed to be learned here. By the way, when I say karmic is not bad and it is not good. It can be either or, it could be both, okay? People look at karmic relationships and they're like, oh my God, I don't want that. But it's like, we all are karmic to each other. You know? That's life. Get over it. Okay. So you've got the Hierophant and the Ace of Cups as well, which shows that you are ready and willing to go forward with something new. You're ready to see and experience some form of abundance. You're ready for someone else to fill your cup, right? You're ready for that. But then at the same time, there's certain behaviors and certain things that draw you back. You know, the way that you do things, the way that you feel, the way that you experience certain emotions, the way that you tend to shut off your emotions. And you're not as receiving. You're not as receiving as what you usually would be. So it's like, okay, well, how do you open up your heart to love? Well, you try not to allow your wounds to get in the way of that. And you try by being aware and being acknowledging of the wounds that you do have. And when these wounds come up, it's best that you communicate them, or you choose to sit with yourself, and instead of completely flipping out, you chill, you sit, you think, and you're able to breathe through it to bring you a different solution. That's how you change your timelines. That's how you change your experiences. You've got abundance and date here. Like I said, you guys may be meeting someone new. You've got the Two of Cups and the Moon. Possible water sign here. Perhaps you're moving from a fire sign to a water sign. Great. I do feel like this is a deeper commitment. This is a deeper love, a deeper understanding of each other. First, you have to let something else go, though. You've got wedding rings and passion here. This may be an indication that you guys actually are meeting your match this month. You're meeting someone that is ready to commit to you, or you're ready to commit to them even. Perhaps this kind of comes as a shock. You've got karmic relationship and stabbed in the back. You're definitely dealing with some form of heartbreak and separation, some form of deception as well. And the best thing that you can do is walk away from this particular situation, because all that it brings you is pain. All that it brings you is resentment. All that it brings you is confusion. And you guys aren't together at the moment, right? But it's almost like you still keep going back to each other. And I feel like you actually keep going back to this person instead of it being the other way around. So really you're doing yourself a disservice, and you keep putting yourself in the flames. And no wonder why you feel stuck, because you're not yet ready to move on from this person. But it's like you have to be willing to experience something different if you want this form of abundance. If you want this form of love, and you want this form of experience that actually fills your cup instead of taking from it, you're going to have to get outside of your comfort zone. Get out of your comfort zone. Get into your emotions. Get into how you feel a lot more, instead of being this cold-hearted person that, yes, can get things done, which is great. But if you're not emotionally open, then how do you expect to receive this type of love? You're not going to. It's always going to be a conflict. It's always going to be a battle. But you do have potential to meet someone that will actually show you different this month, or actually feel comfortable, feel like home. But you have to be open to that in order for that to happen. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you soon.